After a group of pro-Trump students celebrated on campus. This TikTok video showing the group of mostly boys with Trump flags and MAGA hats. School leaders say they kept an eye on things and stepped in when things got out of hand. School leaders say they are now restricting students from gathering in order to keep all students safe. They say students can still express themselves in an orderly manner.
So much fear in their eyes, saying, "Miss Bella, please don't open that door. Oh my gosh, they look like KKK." But never did I think that I may be that person that was going to get hurt. Kids banging on the door and rattling the handle, and I'm holding on to the handle just thinking, oh my gosh, if they get in here, what am I going to do? Because I have to protect these kids.
I'm going to tell you how scary it was.
This is what Bella Ivory is talking about. She's a fashion teacher at Beverly Hills High School who says on the day of the election, there was a mob going down the hallway.
It was just a mob of kids, just so many kids outside my door. And they had one had a Trump flag on a pole, on a flagpole. Another, it was just so many of them. Some of them had on MAGA hats. Some, had on just Trump fans apparel.
She says someone tried to open her classroom door, says it upset some of her
school. I've had to deal with a lot of racism.
But at a recent school board meeting, students talked about how scared they were, given what happened outside Bella Ivory's classroom during election week.
And it became utterly impossible to just ignore it. From 8:30 to 2:30 all week, being at school felt like being in a nightmare. What the black students and Miss Bella had to deal with that week had absolutely nothing to do with politics. That week, being stormed, being called the N-word, being shunned, all because you were black, became the normal.
In recent weeks, I have seen racial slurs scrawled across the walls of our bathrooms, hateful rhetorics being spoken by fellow students in the hallways we share, and violent behavior towards Miss Bella in our club.
Bella Ivory also spoke at the board meeting.
They looked so frightened. Then I said, I'm not going to open the door. And then the student said, they look like KKK.
The district tells Fox 11, we remain deeply committed to upholding a secure and conscientious setting where students can responsibly and considerably engage in the democratic process. But the district says it is investigating the claims, investigating the situation using all resources available, including this audio recording from a student's cell phone inside Bella Ivory's classroom.
If anything happens to me at the school, my family will come for your families. If anything happens to my son and Vivi, I will comfort their families.
Ivory says she wasn't making any threats, just sharing her feelings in a conversation that she claims was edited on social media.
Pretty much saying, my family's going to come after a family that hurts me, kills me or whatever, legally, not physically.
High school officials say that the demonstration like you just saw will be prohibited in the future if it causes any kind of disruption. Meanwhile, Ivory says she's planning on going back to work just after she gets over some of the stress. In Beverly Hills, I'm Hal.
Yeah, this teacher should be fired, bro.
Text messages being sent to people in the Latino and LGBTQ communities. According to the agency, some people have reported receiving texts saying they were, quote, selected for deportation or telling them to report to re-education camps. These messages come after those racist texts African Americans were receiving that we told you about last week. Well, joining us now for more on this is NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delaney. And Ken, good morning. So, these messages, they started appearing in the last couple weeks, right after the election. What exactly are they saying? Tell us more details about what is in these text messages and who's been receiving them.
Yeah, good morning, Savannah. Look, a cross-section of people. The latest is, as you just said, a new group of people, the Latino and Hispanic community and the LGBT community. People in those communities have been receiving some of these vile and offensive texts, as you said, ordering them to report to re-education camps or saying they were ready to be deported, that kind of thing. And that comes after hundreds and hundreds of African Americans received texts. Again, violent, offensive messages saying that they've been, they're ordered to report to plantations, things like that. The FBI is involved, is investigating. Local officials are investigating. So far, no leads, Savannah, on who's sending these texts.
Ken, so how is the FBI responding here to the reports about these text messages?
Well, they're taking it very seriously. They're also saying, though, that there's no evidence that there are any violent threats associated with this or any violent planning. But they are trying to track down now who is sending these texts. They are working with state and local officials, and they are bringing their